What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Man, right now we got to show some love to the Big Three. I'm excited for the Big Three this season, man. I can't wait to see what goes down in that half court this season, man. Starting with June 15th, same Saturday as that Tank fight, Tank and Frank. But we talking about the Big Three, so let's jump right in and talk about it. You know how we do.
If this world were mine.
We still don't know what came out of that investigation from the Department of Justice, was it, that investigated the NBA as far as some of their business practices, specifically towards the Big Three, maybe in hindering the progress of the Big Three. We don't know what came out of that, but it definitely kept the Big Three on my radar, you know, with trying to see what was going on with that. Every time you Google it, it's just the same information, but I was definitely trying to see what was going on with that. It kept the Big Three on my radar, man, and hey, it's probably going to be exciting. I mean, you got some big time players in the Big Three this season, man. And those of you who've been watching the Big Three already, you've been seeing some good ball. It's just been going under the radar for the most part. But some of the teams that I've started out watching, if you don't know Trilogy, that's Steven Jackson, Captain Jack, you know, Earl Clark. I mean, that's, you know, it started with those guys. Steven Jackson was on Killer Threes, if I'm not mistaken, with Chauncey. Charles Oakley is their coach for the Killer Threes. One of my favorite players to watch on that team is Franklin Sessions, a.k.a. Frank Nitti, captain of that squad, man. Man, if you don't know, you better ask somebody about Frank Nitti. You know what I'm saying? He used to do it up in the Drew League, probably still does. But I'm saying he's a Drew League legend is what he is. You know what I'm saying? Frank Nitti. Then you got the Ghost Ballers. That's Iceman's team. George Gervin. Mike Taylor. He's the captain of that squad. If you don't know who he is, again, it's a flat out score. Flat out scorer. He's like Pat Beverly, just on the scoring end. You know what I'm saying? Better check him out. You know what I'm saying? He's worth checking out. Then you got the legendary Lisa Leslie, who's the coach of the triplets. Joe Johnson is the captain. Y'all know about ISO Joe. Don't act like you don't know about ISO Joe. He's still ISO Joe. He's still making it happen. You know what I mean? So he's exciting to watch. You might want to check him out. Then you got the enemies. You know what I'm saying? Nick Young, Swaggy P. You know what I mean? Swaggy P out there, y'all. Coach of that squad. I don't know if he's playing this season, player coach, but he's out there coaching for real. That's Swaggy P. He got Jordan Crawford, man. Jordan Crawford is another player I used to love to watch back in the day. Just a quiet player. A lot of people didn't know about him. He didn't really get off the bench a lot, but he had game. He had some game and still does. You might want to check him out because that kid can play. And then you got Tri-State. That's Dr. J's team, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Julius Irving. And his captain is Jason Richardson. If y'all don't know who that is, man, Michigan State alumni. My goodness, man. He was a dunk champion, if I'm not mistaken, but he used to put it down. I mean, that guy used to get out there on the break. Man, he was exciting to watch. Jason Richardson could definitely throw it down. He's still exciting to watch. Still, I mean, he might not be dunking it all the time, but he still has that same fire and passion. You might want to check him out, too. Then we gonna jump into the three-headed monsters. Man, now this team I'm looking forward to watching, y'all. Rashard Lewis, those of you who might not remember him, but he was back in the Supersonic days. A really good player. Stretch forward kind of back in those days, you know. But their captain is Jeff Teague, man. Jeff Teague from the podcast, man. And his brother's on the team also with Greg Monroe. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this team looks, how he looks, how Jeff Teague. I can't wait to see what this team does, y'all. That's the three-headed monsters, man. You might want to check it out, too. Then you got Bivouac. That's Gary Payton, y'all. Y'all know about Gary Payton. You know what I'm saying? The glove. You know what I mean? He got a nice little squad. Gerald Green, man. Another human highlight film. He still got that athleticism. Don't sleep on Gerald Green. You will get dunked on. You know what I'm saying? I think his brother's on the team as well. I'm not certain of that, but I think his brother is on the team as well. You're going to see that trend a lot this season in the Big Three. As we just talked about Jeff Teague and Marquise Teague. Now you got Gerald Green and his brother. And you got Corey Brewer on that team also with Austin Day. If you don't know those guys can play some ball. Corey Brewer was a nice role player in the league. Austin Day kind of did a lot of his work overseas, if I'm not mistaken. But that kid can play. He's like 6'10", 7 foot, something like that, can shoot. I mean, he's not a huge post presence, but he's a defensive presence. You know what I mean? So you might want to check him out and see what he can do. Then you got the Ball Hogs. That's Rick Barry. Y'all remember Rick Barry, the underhand free throw shooter. You know what I'm saying? He's the coach of that team. Leandro Barbosa. Assistant coach Leandro Barbosa. He's assistant coach in the NBA, but Leandro Barbosa, he's also captain of this team. Still playing, still putting in work. him and Jody Meeks. And they got Larry Sanders, man. Y'all remember Larry Sanders, you know what I'm saying? Milwaukee Bucks. Man, Larry Sanders, he was supposed to be that guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does this season in the Big Three. Then we're going to jump down to Three's Company real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's Coach Michael Cooper. Remember him? Downtown Michael Cooper in that corner. Magic Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Dropping it off. Byron Scott kicking it out. You got Michael Cooper knocking it down back in those Showtime Laker days. Their captain of that team is Mario Chalmers. We know Rio from them championship Miami Heat. But Michael Beasley, that's who I be tuned into on that squad is Michael Beasley, man. DC's own. If you don't know, go ahead and ask somebody about Bees. Michael Beasley can go. Michael Beasley can go, man. I like watching him hoop. Looking forward to seeing what he does, especially if he can keep it together emotionally. Man, that guy's going to be an issue, man. Look forward to seeing him contend for the MVP. Then the last two teams we're going to quickly talk about. Power. Coached by Nancy Lieberman, Hall of Famer, captain of that team, Glenn Rice Jr. Yes, that's right, Glenn Rice Jr. And he was kind of, I don't know, man. He, like, over the years, over these past couple seasons in the Big Three, he done definitely got tougher. Like, understanding what the Big Three is all about, he done definitely got tougher. I mean, he's that guy now. Like, not that he wasn't before, but as he started really, you know, getting acclimated to how physical it is, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's right there with him. And he might have got that MVP last season. I mean, I know he's been in the running for it, you know what I'm saying, for a couple seasons. Shout out to Glenn Rice Jr., man. So you might want to tune in and check him out. And then we got the Aliens. That's Coach Rick Mahorn. And then we got the final team with the brothers on it. We got Paul Millsap. You know, that's right. Paul Millsap from the Atlanta Hawks, the Utah Jazz. I mean, just Paul Millsap, y'all. Paul Millsap in the Big Three, yes. You got his brother John with him. Then you got his other brother, Abraham. You know what I mean? So it's just going to be a family thing. We'll see if that plays to their advantage. We'll see if they make it to the championship. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Big Three. Who you got winning it, man? Who you looking forward to seeing? Who you want to watch in the Big Three? If you're going to watch the Big Three at all this season, which you should. And then who you might want to see in the Big Three. Is there somebody not in the Big Three that you might want to see in the Big Three? For me, one person I definitely would want to see in the Big Three. Actually, two, but one of them might not be, you know. But that's Devin the Lab, and that's the one that might not, you know, that might not be too realistic right now. But definitely Devontae Friga. If you guys don't know who those guys are, just go ahead and, you know, type them in on YouTube. Devontae Friga has come a long way. Come a long way, man. He was just a shooter. I mean, he's gotten a lot tougher. I would definitely like to see if he can compete in that Big Three style, man. The Big Three style is half court, man. Again, it's physical. You got to be able to really deal with that. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, man. Shout out to Ice Cube, man. Let's get this Big Three rolling. Big season for the Big Three. I can see it coming, man. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.
If this world were mine,